Hey, my people. I am definitely sorry that I had to disconnect from the live for a second. I had this app up. I had Game Launcher up because I use it to screen record my videos if I forget. Hey, thanks for coming back. But yeah, I had to like remove face I had to remove hey, thanks for coming back. I had to remove Instagram from Game Launcher. So I had some technical difficulties. Like I said, I typically use that app to record my lives so I can post it on YouTube. Because sometimes I forget to like download the live once I'm done and I share it to my story. So it like keeps locking my screen, and like when it locks my screen goes black and it's like ooh, gross. But anyway, I already have some cards out, and for the most part with the general message, what's coming out is typically the same. It's like the same messages. So I felt like last week I spoke about wanting to change like your environment, wanting to travel. For the most part, I feel like it's like moving on or even taking some like new and unexpected path in life. Um, I mean, there's so many different directions that you could go in that's completely different from the life that you're living right now. And so I feel like that's something that is being like contemplated about because it's still here. So a lot of you all might be waiting on some type of correspondence, whether that be typically social media, so typically through text messages or DMs or emails. So you might be waiting on some type of correspondence that has to do with a new unexpected path that you want to take in life, whether it be traveling, moving somewhere, changing careers, changing like focus in life in general. So yeah, you might be waiting for something. I kind of feel like it's like a job offer also. So I'm not sure if you applied to some place or something that's like completely different from what you're doing now. I'm not sure, but for the most part, it's just showing that there's still some type of correspondence that's going to be coming in for you in regards to some type of change that you are trying to make in life right now. Yeah, so if you are a male, there could definitely be some maternal influence in your relationship with a woman, whether this is like her mother like giving her guidance or her grandmother giving her guidance. So there's some type of maternal influence that could potentially be in a way if you are in a relationship with a woman. If you are a woman, you could also be receiving some type of like advice or guidance from a mentor, from someone that's more mature than you are. But there's definitely a lot of feminine energy, and there's definitely one young energy and then an older and more mature energy that's showing up in this reading as well. Ooh, shuffling my cards the other way. Yo, when I be on like YouTube sometimes looking at other tarot readers, like they be looking at their cards and I be like, the hell? So a lot a lot of you are also definitely I feel like finances and just cycles of poverty was also something that kept coming up. Like essentially the collective is, if I don't want to call anybody broke, but you're tired of not having enough. You know, you might feel as though like I need more money. You know what I'm trying to say? And you don't have to be broke to feel like you need more money, but that's coming up as well. I feel like there's some type of cycle of poverty just even within your family or your lineage that you was really just trying to resolve and trying to get over. So you could definitely be the ambassador for change. You could be like me. I'm the rebel in my family. Like I'm really the one that's like, fuck all that stuff y'all was doing in the past. Like I need to get this bread. So the collective could definitely very much be focused on the idea of new money and like just creating a sense of abundance, like starting with your generation. But I feel like you might be on the other side of it. So I'm not sure if you started like putting in job applications or just started to contemplate and think about the different things that you could potentially do. But it's like the situation is turning around. You might still have concerns and thoughts and anxiety towards it. But I feel like as long as you are taking like the steps that you can take, then like the divine will do the rest for you. So yeah, let's see what else we have coming up. A lot of you all, your change in finances will have to do, and I feel like I've said this before, will have to do with the intervention of someone else. So, for example, if your talent is as far as like your finances will change when you have a dependable manager, or with anything else, it's like if you have a business partner or someone who can really assist you in bringing about the change that you need. So like for the most part, what was coming up in the collective as well was the sense of community and of support, of having like a soul family or people that are actually gonna like come together and actually want to help you, you know, like accomplish and reach your goals, you know, and really vibe and gel with what it is that you're doing. So that's coming up as well. I don't know what happened between last week and this week, or if anything changed, but a lot of you all are not focused on this love thing right now. I'm glad I didn't do like an actual just love. I mean, it's a love reading, but I'm glad I didn't do like nothing like, oh, what do they think and feel about you? You know what I'm trying to say? Because it seemed like this wasn't really the week for it anyway. What do they tell their friends about you? You know, stuff like that. Like, this not really the week for it right now, because y'all not really feeling this love thing. Yeah, let me just get this last card. I'm gonna keep it pushing. Yeah, a lot of you all are not thinking about commitment right now. You like, commitment? Commitment who? Commitment what? Like, I'm not trying to be committed right now. A lot of you are not trying to be committed. You're definitely not. So what the tea leaves definitely want to tell you as far as within like addressing the cycles of poverty within your family, is that you all will definitely be experiencing some new creative ideas that are going to allow you to start over and start anew. I know I've had a lot of false starts when it's come to my creative projects, but just the sense of security and knowing that there is like a new fresh start and that you can try again, you know, that's like a good feeling as well. So let's see what else is coming up as well. Yeah. So a lot of you all, it's really going to depend on you being able to lean on other people as well. I feel like if you try to go at things alone, not to say that you wouldn't be successful, but it's going to be definitely challenging, and you might feel very emotional. You might experience all the ranges of emotion. I guess on the spectrum of emotion, you might feel like just anxiety one day or depression another day. So I mean, I feel as though even if you wanted to take on all of this by yourself, you know, one thing that you can, you know, hope for and wish for and ask the universe for is for people that you can trust to help you. You know what I'm trying to say? We all need help. And to pull off a vision, it takes multiple people at times, especially if it's a big vision. So just make sure that as you set off on your goals, and even if you're doing everything by yourself, that you keep your temper, keep your anger in control. You know what I'm trying to say? Because you're so much more powerful when you can look at things from a logical point of view, when you can look at things objectively, as opposed to being led completely by your emotions and fucking some shit up. You feel what I'm trying to say? But yeah, Spirit is definitely saying like, this new beginning that is coming about for you, or that is already here, it's time for you to do something about it. It's time for you to employ some courage and strength and to literally take your life in your hands. That's what it's time for you to do that right now. But yeah, I'm getting a lot from research, studying, you know, reaching out to other people. If you're interested in something that you've never done before, you don't really have as much knowledge in, you know, like get out there and research, check out books from the library, speak to other people that do what you're interested in doing. You know, some people be hating though, because they feel like you gonna compete with them. Like, so I don't know. Primarily, I just research and I watch like videos and tutorials and different things like that. And then that's how I like, you know, gain some type of like you know, courage within myself to actually try it. Then when you try things, you realize it's not so bad. So yeah, make sure that you're doing your research is what I can say. Attempting to reach out to other people that can support you. But yeah, y'all really not fucking with this love thing right now. Y'all not messing with it. Y'all not trying to be committed right now. Like, that's the crazy thing about it, is like y'all really not messing with it. Let me get some more tea leaves and let me see. And then I'm gonna go move on to the reading for this week. Oh, okay. So hey, I'm on live, okay? You wanna come in here? Alright, well you can sit on my bed. Alright. So Mr. Xavier has entered the room. But for the most part, what I had just got also is like, even though you're not dealing with love, and I feel like this came up last week because I was talking about like, yo, like it's hella people trying to get at you. Like, even though you're not interested in love, or you like, or you know what I'm trying to say, really being coupled up, like it's showing, like what's showing up is like it's somebody that's feeling you. Like, let's see what Chocolate Beauty has to say. Oh, hey. Chocolate Beauty said, hey. He said, hi. But yeah, even though you're not feeling love right now, or I guess the commitment, I think it's just the commitment that's coming up, because there's the lovers in reverse, and then there's the courthouse in reverse. So you're not really interested in making anything like a higher level commitment, but it's definitely showing up that someone is feeling you. Let's see. Someone is feeling you. But yeah, I think that I think that in your love life in the recent past, there's just been some type of burned bridge. Like someone burned a bridge with you, and you was just like, fuck it. Like, what's that song by Taylor Swift when she's like, I knew you were trouble when you walked in? For some reason, that song came up in my head. So I feel like the person you was messing with, like, you knew they were no good. Like, and they just ended up burning a bridge with you anyway. Like, that's why I feel like you like, nah, I'm not trying to deal with it. But it's showing up that somebody else is interested in you. I don't know. I like the tea leaves because it, like, any message can literally come through, and you just have to deal with it. But yeah, what's coming up is a lot of you all still, you're definitely taking some type of journey, some type of less traveled path. I feel like I said that also as well. And it's definitely going to take a lot from you. So I feel like you definitely need to ask for help, to ensure that you're not draining yourself or burning yourself out. And when you burn yourself out, you start to become angry and irritable and, you know, agitated and all that stuff. And it's really best that you are able to stay in the current vibration that you're in, because when you start to experience stress, it's literally like, what you going to do? Are you going to keep going with the stress and shift yourself into a lower vibration, or are you going to understand that it is a test and remain in that high vibrational energy and just push through? So that's what's coming up. Yeah, that's what's coming up. I wanted to make sure I addressed all the cards. But let's go ahead and get into what do they like about you. One, big up yourself. Like, let's see what comes up. Let's see what comes up. We're going to look at more so of like the inner things, and then we'll move on to like the outer things about you. Like, what do they find? What do they, or even people in general? If you want to frame it in the sense of one person, that's completely up to you. But if you want to take it in general, then you can do that as well. It's really up to you. So let's see. Let's see what's going on. What do they find attractive about you? Oh, y'all got some good cards. Y'all got some good. I mean, let me stop, because it's not like there's necessarily good cards and bad cards, but in the way in which I framed the question, it's like, it's good.
That's good. Can I go to TV? I'll go to voice now. I'll go to one.
I don't know. I can't find the remote. Can you go in the living room?
It's dark.
Well, Xavier, I'm on live.
I'll go after. After you're done.
All right. So let's see. We have another card that has come up. Let me just go ahead and get 3 more cards to make it even. And then I will let you know as far as your inner attractiveness. But yeah, there isn't like good cards and bad cards, but like when you frame the question, it's like it could either go any way. You know what I'm trying to say? It could go any way. So, well, this card came up in the reverse, so let me just honor it that way. I didn't think I was gonna read reversals, but so what? It is what it is. All right. So first and foremost, what does this person? Hey, I'm on live. Have to be quiet. So first and foremost, what does this person find attractive about you? This person definitely loves the fact that you're adventurous. They love the fact that you are open to new possibilities within your life, or people. Let's just say people in general. They definitely love the fact that you are open, you are accepting, and you're especially open and non-judgmental when it comes to new opportunities or trying new things. You could also be the type of person that is very spontaneous. I be wanting to know. So you could definitely be someone who is very spontaneous. Someone who just, I don't know, you're just open, you're just playful. But I also think that like to someone else, I think they would see you as being a risk taker as well. As someone who like is able to make like quick decisions when it comes to everyday things or to new experiences. So you could be like the less inhibited person. You know how some people like they gotta drink in order to feel comfortable? I feel like you have the ability to feel comfortable within your own skin, and then how it plays out to your external world is like you're more accepting and more understanding and able to take new opportunities because you're comfortable like in who you are, you know? And so you know when something is, you know when you hit your limit, like, you know, you know, it's like, I don't want to say you just be out here reckless, but it's like, you know when you've hit your limit, like you know when you've hit the ceiling, and it's like, okay, I need to chill, like, you know what I'm trying to say? So it's just not like risk taking without any type of actual thought. So that's something that I'm not getting, is an impulsive type of energy. You're someone who and people appreciate the fact that you are able to weigh the pros and cons of issues. So you're able to see multiple sides of, well, both sides of the coin. And so the reason why you are so self-assured, and the thing that people like about you, is the fact that like you take calculated risks. You don't just like be like hella impulsive making decisions, but you actually take the time to think about things, to look at one side of the coin, to look at the other side before you come to decisions. So people like the fact that you are able to look at multiple sides of an issue too. So you could definitely embody some air energy with that too, and especially Libra. Now that could definitely play into the side of you being indecisive, because that is definitely showing up here as well. I think that you are more so than just indecisive. You might be, I mean, in some ways you might be lacking some trust as far as when it comes to new opportunities. But I also think that you are a thinker, and you're analytical. You're a very critical thinker, so you like to think about things before you just insert yourself into situations. So there it goes. That plays into like the not being so impulsive, but also having the willingness to take a step and take a risk if that's something that you have to do. So people also like the fact that you choose like you choose. You know what I'm trying to say? You really be out here choosing, like, which is funny as hell. And people like that. People like the fact that you're selective. So if it's a love interest, it's like you selected that, like when that person feels like you chose them, that makes them feel really good because it's like, damn, like you chose me. Like you could have chose anybody, but you chose me. So people like the fact that you're selective. Um as well. And that at times you're definitely not you're not compromising with every situation. So that's something that people like too. Like I said, you can weigh the pros and the cons. But you're also selective, and especially within your own energy and what you choose to invest in at any given point in time. It's like you could go with this idea or you could go with that. You know what I'm trying to say? But you're selective in where you choose to put your attention. That's something that people like too. So I feel like if you're on the outs with someone and you're not putting your attention into them, I'm pretty sure they feel salty because they know and people understand that you're a selective person, you know? And so it really, I mean, it matters to them what you decide to focus on, you know, because they feel chosen when you focus on them. So when you're not focusing on them, they feel like, damn, like this person abandoned me, like what happened? But for the most part, you make things happen, and I think that's what people like. I feel like you have the ability, especially with this magician card. The magician card, let me put it here. You see girl with her afro puffs. The magician card is one of my favorite cards in the deck because it just speaks about your power of manifestation and the law of attraction. Even if you're doing like spell work, that takes you putting in your intentions and definitely utilizing the law of attraction to help things manifest within your life and help things along. You feel what I'm trying to say? So I feel like that's what people like about you, is like you have this infinite ability and this like illimitable energy to actually make things happen. So if you didn't think that you were a manifestor, that you had control over your life, like I'm telling you that you have control over every single direction in your life, wherever it is that you want to go, whatever it is that you want to do. Like you have that ability to manifest your dreams, your aspirations, your ambitions, and your desires. um oh yeah, I didn't even see it. And you're non-compromising also. Like if you are I feel like if you are going for like a job or something and it's something that you really want, I really feel like you are like non-compromising. Like I'm not sure, like let's say you was going up for a job against like a close friend or a family member. It's like if you want the job, you're going to compete so that you can have the job, but you're going to compete fairly. And I think it's because you in a sense know what you deserve and you're comfortable with yourself and able to make like decisions from a place of morality. Because if you're gonna get bread from this job, you want the bread to be consistent. You want it to always be coming in. And you might also be someone who understands karma, and understanding that like the energy that you put out is the energy that you get back in. So you tend to want to do things the correct way because you want to have like timeless and infinite money, opportunities, blessings, different things like that. So I feel like people definitely can vibe with the fact that you are very oriented on your stability and on making sure that you have like more than enough. That's something that people notice as well. And you're also very gregarious too. So you could be someone who loves to share or someone who loves to make sure that other people are comfortable and whatnot. And Xavier fell asleep. And making sure that you like are taking care of other people, and you do so in a way that is just so loving, because you don't really do things to expect something back. You know what I'm trying to say? I feel like you really focus heavily on the idea of karma and, you know, the vibrational energy that you're putting in and then receiving that same thing back. And what I want to tell you is that if you decide to move forward with your goals and to push through, I feel like you're definitely going to receive a lot of the things that you want, because you have that power of manifestation, but then you also are you're sharing with others, and you just really want to make sure that people are comfortable and people are, you know, stable and whatnot, and you don't do so in a way that's malicious or to one up someone. I feel like if you compete, you're competing without the manipulation. You're competing to win fairly, and I feel like go ahead and do you. So there's a card down here that I definitely do not want to overlook. So let me just go ahead and get some clarification. The other thing too that I feel like people like about you is that is that you are very passionate. You're a very passionate person. I feel like you are also a sexual person. Like, and I feel like people can peep that as well. Is that there's some type of like there's some type of sexual energy within you that you don't really try to hold back. So whether that be how you show up on social media, if it's different pictures that you're taking, if it's different ways that you know, dress yourself, or just in conversation, especially among consenting adults, or just your whole way of being, there's some type of like comfortability that you have in your sexuality, and that's like a big part of you. You know, because there's multiple, you know, facets, you know, to who we are. We're multi-layered beings, you know, and spiritual beings that are divine, and we're all having this human experience. But I feel like for you, your sexuality is definitely something that's a big thing for you, and that's something that people definitely like about you as well. Is like you're not afraid to express yourself in a sexual manner, whether that be you know, having some activity with another consenting adult, or just in the way that you show up. So your sacral chakra could definitely be open, very open. If you are wondering what do I mean by somebody's sacral chakra being open, like I'll just name a couple people. Megan Thee Stallion, that's one whose sacral chakra is like very open. Nicki Minaj as well. Just about any female rapper that you can think of that utilizes their sexuality for money. Yeah. And men as well too. I know Trey Songz was one of them too. Like 50 Cent at one point, but a lot of men do it too. They utilize their sexuality for capital. But not to say that you're doing the same thing as well, or not to put you in the same, you know, category as these people, but just giving you an idea of what I mean as far as the sacral chakra being very open. But you seem to definitely be very rooted in who you are as a sexual being, and I think that that's something that people also admire about you as well. Is like you're not afraid to show that side of you and whatnot. So yeah, if you a freak and you know it, clap your hands. Like basically is what I'm trying to say. So let's see how I'm doing with time. My time kind of got tracked a little weird because I had to come back into the live. So I'm just going to keep going with this reading. I don't really want to chance doing the astrological rundown, especially when like my time is off. So it's like I don't really want to do all that. But I'm gonna just keep going and see what people like about you, and just keep going with the energies. So we looked at inner. You know what? Let me see if like we can get some more deeper messages to come out. I'm using an oracle deck. I'm using an oracle deck because I have a lot of tarot decks out here, but I'm just gonna use an oracle deck to see what's coming up. Yeah, people definitely love the fact that you're loving. That's something that's coming up as well. And you could also be very transparent with your emotions as well. Like if you love something, then you love it. Like, and the heart chakra is coming up too. Like, I'm gonna show y'all, like, y'all are very actually loving people, which is great. You have women holding a heart, and then you have fourth chakra Archangel Raphael. So that's, sorry y'all, I'm counting. Root. Yeah, heart chakra. And it's green on this card too. But for the most part, especially if you know the different colors of the chakras, it's green on this card. But yeah, yeah, a lot of you all definitely are very loving people. You have the ability to like love from a heart-centered space. And able to give love with other people as well. So you could definitely be like just a real individual who isn't afraid to be like vulnerable. And you might also think that being vulnerable is a strength as opposed to a weakness. Yeah, a lot of you all are very like goal-oriented people. So people also notice that about you as well. It's like if you start a project, you don't let up until it's over. You know, if you decide to go to school or something, you don't let up until the school program is over. You just have the ability to see things through to the end. And when I tell you, people don't be committed to shit nowadays. So just having commitment and being able to follow through with something like literally puts you ahead of the rest. Yeah, so you're definitely someone who focuses a lot on their own evolution and transformation. So like if you want to evolve yourself from a 2.0 to a 3.0 version of yourself, it's like you're not gonna stop. So if you decided today, like, or even in the past, like, okay, I'm going to get on my healing path and journey, it's like you're not stopping until you become who you want to become. You become a better, progressed, evolved version of who you are. It's like you're not going to stop until you get what you want. Like, that could also be in general too. But yeah, what's coming up again also is like in the way in which you think. Like you're a critical thinker, you're able to analyze things. You might also like to read or like to research or different things like that. And I feel like people just look at you and feel like you always like changing and evolving from who you were, you know, before. Like, and that's something that people like as well, is that you're a progressive type of person. I think that's nice. Don't we just love progression? I love progression. Like, it's like you could always, let me tell you something. I used to like date this guy and he will always be like, I mean, there's always better. Like, and when I was really insecure and like my insecure days, I would think like, does that mean that you think it's someone out here better than me? But like, when I think about it now, I just be like, fuck out of here if it's somebody out there that you perceive to be better than me. Like, fuck out of here. Like, you know, that's where the ego come in, because the ego be like, please, like, you know, fuck out of here. But for the most part, other people like the fact that you're always constantly transforming and like bettering yourself. Like yourself, you know, you're competing with yourself. Yeah, people definitely love the fact that like you're always taking steps, like I said, towards your higher self, towards being your best self. You could also be a spiritual person as well. And that's something that people acknowledge about you and that they like. You're just like a light being. Let's see, yeah. And what's coming up here again too is the whole idea of you being a manifester as well, and having this innate ability to go after your dreams and actually be successful. People like that shit too. Yeah, successful. People love the fact, like, when I tell y'all, like, I just said successful, and here we have women holding a coin, and y'all also got the King of Pentacles. So like success is really like in your DNA. So if you didn't think it was, you start making, you know, plans, because it's there. You just have to decide what it is that you're gonna work on and then actually go after it. So let's go ahead and move into, because we looked at inner. So what do people like about you, but like the inner you, I guess. So now we're going to look at the outer. And for that, my people, I'm going to use the Menara deck, and I don't know, any other deck I feel like using. But yeah, we're going to look at what people like about you. This is completely superficial. Like, what do they notice about your outer body? Your outer body. And these messages are definitely intended to, like, you know, help you to feel like good about yourself. Not that you don't have to feel good about yourself, or you don't have the ability to right now, but I just feel like they're compliments. They're compliments. They're compliments. I'm like, I love giving people compliments because I feel like that's just really good energy that like everybody needs. And like, you never really know, like a lot of people don't really hear good things about themselves or might not feel good about themselves. So it's like when you give somebody a compliment, it's like, it's genuine. For me, it's genuine, but then it's also nice to see like people like really like feel good about themselves. So I feel like everybody deserves to have that feeling. But yeah, let's get some more cards. Let's see. I'm glad you agree with me, Chocolate Beauty. All right, let me use, just for the sake of like being able to use the decks that I put out, I'm going to switch up the deck. Okay. So many cards. All right, my people. So when people look at you, what do they like about you? Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so there's like a special emphasis on like the mouth area. So a lot of people might definitely be drawn to your mouth, but not only to your to your mouth in a sexual sense as well, but they might also like the way in which you talk, the way in which you express yourself. People might really be like enraptured by just the way in which you have conversations or the way in which you interact with them. But yeah, it could definitely be sexual too. People could definitely just be attracted to your mouth area. To your mouth area. It's a lot going on with that. People definitely are very attracted to your body as well. People are attracted to your outwardly sense of peace. So there could definitely be a lot of shit going on, like, but nobody would ever know. You know, nobody would ever know unless you told them. So as chaotic as things might be inside within yourself, the way in which you present to other people, like in the outwardly way in which they view you, is they love the fact that you're peaceful. You know, you're peaceful. What that mouth do? I'm dead. But yeah, for the most part, it's a lot of emphasis on the mouth here. But yeah, like I was saying, it's like as much like chaotic energy that goes on, like, hey, as much chaotic energy that might go on like within you, it's like the way in which you show up, like nobody would know. And people love the fact that, like I said, you're a very peaceful individual. What else do people like? Yeah, people like the fact that like you just don't stay down. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? You could also be a very active person, like just always doing something. And like your energy could definitely be like I said, illimitable. Like when you burn out, that's like a special circumstance, because typically you're up moving around doing different things, you're ripping, you're running, you're going here, you're going there. So people acknowledge you for like never allowing yourself to stay down, in a sense, like never allowing yourself to like really get on the other side of your emotions. You know, like you're always on top of things. And I think people notice that about you outwardly, and that's what they like as well. Yeah. And then you get the Four of Swords. Then you get the Four of Swords in reverse. When I turn it over, I'm like, oh, yeah. Basically, what I was saying. It's like you're always continuously moving forward. You're always continuously. Who is. Oh, hey. Hey, Deshaun. Like, I was like, wait, I don't have my glasses on, so it's just like I can see the wave emoji. So like, hey, like, but yeah, people definitely love the fact that like outwardly, like I've said, you're very communicative. You don't have any issues with expressing yourself, and you're also very active, and people like that about you. They like the fact that you're always active, you're always getting things done, you're always moving around. Like you really can't. I don't know if you never get sick. Like, let me know if y'all never get sick, because it's like showing up that's like y'all might just never really be under the weather. If you are, it's very rare. Like you probably didn't get sick all 2019. Like, and if you did get sick, it was probably like a little common cold, but you was still up moving around and doing stuff. Like, I don't know. But it's just showing that like y'all are very outwardly people. Like they like the fact that you have energy and you're very active and you just keep moving, you know? Yeah, so this idea of transformation is coming up as well. So you might have definitely really transformed yourself, like outwardly, like how you look, and people like that about you too. So you could be someone who like loses a whole bunch of unhealthy fat, or you could be someone who always changes your hair, always tries a new style of clothes, always has new clothes on, always has like always has something new. Like your outward appearance changes and switches up, and that's something that people like about you as well. It's like if they see you today, your hair might be one way, but if they see you like next week, it's like you really got a whole nother thing going on with you, and people like that too. For some reason, I got that you might have like a really big shoe collection or something, or you just have like different shoes that you wear, like, and people might like that as well. It's like you always got something like new on. You're always changing your clothes or your hair or just your physical body. It's always some type of change going on with you, and that's what people like. Yeah, you're constantly moving forward and progressing. People like that about you too. Um, yeah, outwardly, it's like you're not afraid to leave things behind that don't work for you anymore. So, like I said, if a style of dress didn't work for you, it's like you're transforming and doing something different. But yeah, you're just, I don't know, let me tell y'all, I'm gonna show you. You have I'm gonna show you, you have the Death card, the Chariots, and the Eight of Cups. So when I tell y'all don't really be in the same spot and same place for too long. It's just always something new, something evolving, something, you know, you leaving behind something that doesn't serve you anymore. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So I feel like my time is almost running down, but I got a couple more cards that came out. People also love the fact that you're attractive. This energy is coming up as well. So your sexuality, like I really feel as though that really plays out as far as the different, I don't know, I feel like the way in which you talk to people, just your vibe and your energy, like it's really coming out that you're like a sexy person, you know, like very sexy and attractive. Let me see what this is. Yeah, very sexy and attractive. But like I said, you're very choosy too. Like you choose, you know, you're very selective as well. So I feel as though like you're selective with who you share this energy with. Even though it's like people can literally walk into the room, feel your energy, and just be like, damn, like that person's sexy. Like there's something, like it's just this energy that's coming off of this person, like is really attractive, you know. But at the end of the day, you're choosy too. Like you choose like who you do, who you going you choose who you're gonna have your intimate, sexy time with. You know, it's like you just don't do it with anybody. I feel like it really takes you having to trust people, and for you having to have a sense of security before you just decide to be like, all right, we about to go the fuck in right now. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you really do choose. But yeah, it's definitely coming up that people definitely love the fact that you are very attractive. And also the fact that you're very passionate about the things that you do. But I feel like in sexual matters, like, you could get really nasty. Like, nasty to the point where it's like, oh my God. What in the world is going on? Like, but yeah, let's see what we have. Okay, so people also like the fact outwardly that you have like this demeanor. You have like, I don't know, I feel like you just really down to earth. That's something that people like. I feel like when they see you, they get the vibe of someone who is just a very patient person. It's already coming up that you work hard, and people love the fact that you work hard, but I feel like you understand that things take time. And so the way in which you like approach people or how you deal with people is like you give things time. Like, you're a very patient type of person. You know, you're very thoughtful. You're analytical. You assess things. But I also think you undergo things, you know, with the assurance of success. You know, that's something that I put on my YouTube, is like when I give the little blurb about me. But it's like, I feel like when you do something, it's like you do it because you want to be successful at whatever it is. So you understand that like things take time, because you don't want to like sabotage yourself by feeling like there should be some type of instant gratification. But outwardly, I guess people get that vibe about you too. So you might also be very patient when it comes to dealing with other people, and that's something that people like really appreciate about you. So yeah. Let me see. I'm going to use this other deck and see if I can get any additional messages about what people like about you, as far as like how you show up in the world. Let's see. I'm going to use the Everyday Tarot. I love how these tarot cards look on the back. They look so trippy. Let's see. Love this vibe. Thank you. Can I get a reading? Sure. If you want like a private reading, then you can definitely like DM me the question, and yeah, DM me the question, and you can cash at me. You can send me a cash app. I have different modes of like delivery. So if you DM me and you just want me to do the reading and like type it in the same, you know, thread, then I can do that as well. Yeah, just DM me and I'll send you back like my automated like message of like the different prices and whatnot based on the question, or the number of questions rather. But yeah, every Friday at 8 p.m. I do readings. Every Friday at 8 p.m. Before it was 9 p.m., but I be having shit to do, like, and I ain't want to end like too late, you know? So yeah, you're definitely a busy person, which is funny as hell. Like, definitely a lot of different creative ventures that are going on. But despite the fact that you have all of these different things going on, I feel like people love the fact that like you even have the balls. Like, I don't even say balls to be disrespectful to women, but like you have the confidence and you have the courage and strength to actually like undergo all of these things that other people wouldn't have the strength to, you know? So people like that as well. Even when you have so many different factors and different things that are like stacked up against you. So you may have came from an impoverished family, or just the lineage of just a cycles of poverty, which is what the collective has literally been trying to heal. You know what I'm trying to say? So there could be so many different factors like lined up against you, like lack of resources, including money, equipment, just a whole bunch of different stuff. But like, you still continue to move forward. And that's the thing that people like about you as well. So you definitely operate from your ego, which isn't a bad thing. I feel like if you utilize the ego in a healthy manner, especially when it comes to business, because when in business, we don't have time for emotions. We have time for getting shit done and making sure we get the results that we need. You feel what I'm trying to say? So as far as if you put this in a realm of business, if you're a business person or someone who's very creative, what's coming up is like you can have a whole bunch of shit like stacked up against you, but people definitely like the fact that like you continue to move and to persevere through it, and because of that you have fans. You feel what I'm trying to say? So people are definitely like rooting you on. If you don't have the support from, you know, if you don't have the support outwardly from people, because let me tell you, I don't even want to get into me. Like, I don't even want to get into me because let me just say that like my ancestors, my spirit guides, my guardian angels, God, like, you know, I just know all of these entities that matter support me. And I definitely want to like shout outs to anybody who watches my like videos and my live love readings. I definitely appreciate it. Like every week I appreciate it, because when I tell y'all in my day-to-day life, people really just be like, they be like, damn, like, can I get some love? But, you know, that's just something that was really like my life lesson to really get over, is the fact that like you got to do what you want to do regardless of who supports you or not, and just continue to do that. But yeah, what's coming up is like there's a whole bunch of shit that is like stacked up against you or has been stacked up against you, but you continue to persevere and to move through it. And it does become stressful at times, but like I said, you could literally be dealing with a whole bunch of chaotic energy and people will not know. You know why people don't know? Is because you keep persevering through and whatnot. So let's see what's coming up. Because some of the messages are repeated, because when I tell y'all, like, some of the messages are repeated literally because it's just the same vibe. Like, it's definitely the same vibe. The same vibes that are coming up. Like, you all, like, y'all just do you. And, like, people love that about you. Is like, you're a very free spirit. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it, Chocolate Beauty. You know I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But yeah, like, you all are very much like a free spirit. Like, you don't have any issues with walking away from some bullshit that just does not apply to you, is what's coming up. So I really love this card, the Chariot card, and literally just got the Chariot in the other deck as well. Literally the same cards. And like I said, just having a lot of odds and different things stacked up against you. Like, you all really went through some like really extreme things, like things that could have like took you out. But instead of, you know, allowing yourself to stay in that energy, you push through. Like, a lot of things could have really took you out. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, it is starting to get a little heavy, but, you know, I gotta try to keep it light. But we have the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands typically is like the wounded warrior. So someone who just came back from war, you know, they have this fortress that's built up around them. They have their little security blanket, but they still want to be hopeful, to looking out, you know, outwards and being like, you know what, I can still survive. Like, this kind of like the I can survive type of, you know the song I Can Survive. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, but at the same time, it's like you still have your reservations and your trust issues, because you're still within that fortress and within that sense of security that you built up for yourself. But regardless of literally all the things that could potentially have taken you out, like all the multiple factors, and you know individually for yourself what those factors are, like, you still continue to persevere and push through. And this is something that people love about you, because I feel like you really take on some things that other people just can't. You really do. And it's funny because the Knight of Coins came up here, and I don't know if you can see this card, but you see this guy and he's like washing people's cards and shit, like all for the money. But basically, like, people are like really laughing at him, like, just like, you really over here washing cars doing this. But I feel like that just shows how much of a hustler mentality and spirit that you have, because things that other people couldn't see themselves doing, that's something that you're doing all in the name of success, of bettering your situation, and that's something that people appreciate. So yeah, I don't know how much time I have left because I had some technical difficulties early on. So I guess let's just go ahead and get, I kind of want to just go ahead and get one more card and just wrap it up. But yeah, for the most part, you all are just kind of taking your life into your own hands. So if you don't take anything away from everything that I said that people like about you in general, y'all doing hella shit. Like, you doing hella shit that other people just can't or just won't do, you know? You just are. And then the King of Coins came out again too, which was the King of Pentacles. So you all are very much doing this in the name of stability, in the name of being better, in the purpose of, rather, being better than, you know, where you were yesterday. Yeah. And I don't really see this energy. I don't really see this energy letting up. So just keep on doing you. Keep on doing you. I said I was only going to take one card, and then I end up like shuffling more and whatnot. Let me see if another card wants to come out. If it doesn't, then I'm going to just move on. Yeah. Same energies, y'all. I think that's it for tonight because it's literally the same shit. The same stuff, good things, but just repeating messages. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed tonight's live reading. Let me check out these last couple comments. It's been, I've been asking people, they do not get clear. Well, let me tell you something. People be hating. Like, that's why they don't want to give you no clear answers. Just like, they don't want to give you clear answers because they be hating. Like, but let me tell you something. If people don't like verbalize these things to you, you can always come get readings from me, and I'll tell you what the real is. But yeah, I definitely hope that you all enjoyed. Oh yeah, you have a great weekend as well. Yes, definitely get some rest and whatnot, because you know the grind starts again. Well, for me, Monday morning, because I have a full-time job and on top of doing my creative ventures. But I'm taking a plunge, y'all. In 2020, I'm taking a plunge, like, because it's time to make a living off of what I love to do. You feel me? It's time. It's time. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this live reading. Definitely enjoy your weekend. I will see you next Friday at 8 p.m. And yeah, we're approaching Valentine's Day. So if you have any suggestions on any type of readings that I should do, then definitely let me know. Cha is going to be coming to visit me. So maybe I guess we could actually do like an actual like side by side, you know, tantric tarot reading. We're definitely going to be partying on the one night though, because we're going to be partying. But yeah, we could do like a tantric tarot reading. She doesn't know about it because I didn't ask her yet, but let me ask her first, and then I'm gonna come back and say something next week. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this reading. Please enjoy the rest of your weekend. Please make sure you get some rest. People really be out here ripping and running. Like, y'all are hustlers, so you need rest to avoid burnout, right? So yeah, I will see you all next Friday. And yeah, bye.